the quiet revolution of choosing yourself. Welcome to Soft Girl Era, the sacred pause where strong black women unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom they deserve. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce, like sweet softness whispered in French, and I'm your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft, and loving every second of it. Today, I had the profound honor of sitting down with Desiree Diaz, a woman whose work is quietly revolutionizing how we think about healing, resilience, and the reclamation of our authentic selves. Desiree Diaz is not just a healer, she's a bridge builder, a truth teller, and a fierce advocate for black women who spent their entire lives carrying the weight of everyone else's expectations while their own souls quietly suffocated under the pressure. Her work centers on helping high achieving black women drop the Superwoman cape, set boundaries without guilt, and embrace holistic healing as a radical act of self love. And let me tell you, the insights she shared with me, they're going to shift something deep inside you. Desiree is out here doing the sacred work of reminding Black women that we don't have to earn our rest, we don't have to justify our healing, and we don't have to apologize for choosing ourselves. And if that's not making the world a better place, I don't know what is. So let's talk about what it really means to heal, not the Instagram version of healing where you light a candle and suddenly everything's fine. I'm talking about the kind of healing that requires you to look at the parts of yourself you've been avoiding for decades, the kind that asks you to sit with your pain, your shame, your anger, and say, I see you, and I'm not running anymore. Because here's the thing, resilience is possible no matter your starting point. And I know that sounds like something you'd see on a motivational poster, but stay with me. Desiree Diaz reminded me that even after experiencing profound trauma, instability, and emotional neglect, like growing up with a narcissistic parent or enduring homelessness, individuals can rise above adversity and build meaningful, empowered lives focused on growth and healing. But here's what nobody tells you, that rising, it's not a straight line, it's messy, it's nonlinear. And it requires you to give yourself permission to be soft in a world that taught you survival. Let me share a story that Desiree brought to my attention during our conversation. Dr. Thema Bryant, a Black psychologist and survivor of childhood trauma, has publicly shared her journey from adversity to healing. She overcame the challenges of growing up in a household marked by emotional neglect and later became a leading voice in trauma recovery and holistic healing. Dr. Bryant faced childhood trauma, including emotional neglect and self doubt, which impacted her sense of identity and self worth. But she didn't just survive it, she pursued therapy, spiritual practices, and holistic healing modalities, including meditation and community support. She dedicated herself to education, eventually earning her PhD in psychology. Today, Dr. Bryant is a professor at Pepperdine University, president of the American Psychological Association, and a published author. She uses her platform to empower others, particularly Black women, to heal from trauma and pursue holistic wellness. Now, I want you to sit with that for a second. Dr. Bryant's early life was marked by instability and emotional pain. But her commitment to self discovery and healing led her to become a beacon of hope for others. She didn't wait for someone to give her permission to heal. She didn't wait until she felt ready. She just started. And that's the first lesson Desiree Diaz wants us to understand. Healing begins the moment you decide you're worth it. But let's be real. For so many of us, especially Black women, deciding we're worth it feels like an act of rebellion. We've been conditioned to believe that our value is tied to how much we can carry, how much we can endure, how much we can give. We've been taught that softness is weakness, that rest is laziness, that saying no is selfish. And so we wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor, convinced that if we just push a little harder, sacrifice a little more, we'll finally be enough. Except we already are enough. And that's the second truth Desiree Diaz shared with me. Your authentic self is worthy of love, healing, and success. Children of narcissistic parents often internalize shame and self doubt, feeling unworthy or not good enough. Healing involves reconnecting with your true self and breaking the cycle of self denial and codependency. And listen, I know that's easier said than done because when you've spent your entire life performing, pretending, and people pleasing, the idea of showing up as your authentic self can feel terrifying. What if people don't like the real you? What if they reject you? What if you're not as lovable as the version of yourself you've been performing? But here's the thing, the version of yourself you've been performing, she's exhausted, she's burned out, she's one bad day away from a breakdown, and she deserves to rest. She deserves to be released. She deserves to finally be free. Desiree Diaz introduced me to the work of the Loveland Foundation, founded by Rachel Cargle, which supports Black women and girls in accessing therapy and holistic mental health resources. Many Black women face barriers to mental health care due to financial constraints, stigma, and lack of culturally competent providers, often stemming from childhood trauma and family dysfunction. The Loveland Foundation provides financial assistance for therapy, promotes meditation and self care practices, and partners with organizations focused on holistic healing. Thousands of Black women and girls have received free or subsidized therapy, with many reporting improved mental health, self worth, and resilience. Rachel Cargle, inspired by her own experiences with trauma and healing, launched the foundation to address the unique needs of Black women and girls. The foundation has raised millions of dollars, built a national network of therapists, and shifted the conversation about mental health in Black communities. And here's what I love about this, the Loveland Foundation's work has increased access to mental health care and empowered Black women to prioritize healing and self care. It's given women permission to say, I need help, and that's okay. Because that's what we're really talking about here, isn't it? Permission. Permission to rest, permission to heal, permission to say no, permission to be soft. And for those of us who've spent our entire lives being strong, being the rock, being the one everyone else leans on, giving ourselves that permission can feel impossible, but it's not. And that brings me to the third truth Desiree Diaz shared. Holistic healing and self care are powerful tools for transformation. Embracing holistic medicine, meditation, and spiritual practices like Reiki can help you reclaim your wellness, rebuild your sense of self, and inspire others to heal and grow. And I know some of you are rolling your eyes right now, thinking, here we go with the spiritual stuff. But hear me out. Desiree told me about Black Girls Heal, founded by Sheena Tubbs, a platform dedicated to helping Black women recover from childhood trauma, relationship struggles, and emotional neglect, often rooted in narcissistic family dynamics. Black women in the program often report histories of shame, low self worth, and codependency, commonly linked to narcissistic parenting and unresolved trauma. The platform offers coaching, support groups, holistic healing workshops, and resources on Reiki, meditation, and herbal medicine. Participants report increased self esteem, healthier relationships, and a greater sense of purpose and authenticity. Shayna Tubbs, herself a survivor of narcissistic abuse, created Black Girls Heal to provide culturally relevant healing and community for Black women. The organization has reached thousands of women globally, fostering resilience and empowering them to break cycles of trauma. And here's what I want you to understand: Black Girls Heal has helped reshape the narrative around Black women's emotional wellness and inspired many to pursue healing careers and ventures. It's not just about individual healing, it's about collective liberation. Because when you heal, you don't just change your own life, you change the lives of everyone around you. You break generational cycles. You model a different way of being for your children, your friends, your community. You become living proof that softness is not weakness, that rest is not laziness, that healing is not selfish. You become a walking, breathing testament to the power of choosing yourself. And that's what Desiree Diaz's work is all about. It's about helping Black women understand that healing is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's about creating spaces where we can be vulnerable, where we can be honest, where we can be soft without apology. It's about reminding us that we are not machines, we are not superheroes. We are human beings who deserve love, care, and tenderness, especially from ourselves. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to begin your healing journey today. Seek out holistic wellness practices, whether meditation, therapy, Reiki, or herbal medicine, and connect with communities or organizations that support your growth. If you're a parent, prioritize emotional safety and validation for your children to help break cycles of trauma. And if you're not sure where to start, that's okay. Just start somewhere. Start with a deep breath. Start with a moment of stillness. Start with the radical act of saying, I matter, because you do. You matter. Your healing matters. Your softness matters. Your joy matters. And the world needs you. Not the exhausted, burned out, cape wearing version of you, but the real you, the soft you, the healed you, the you who's finally learning to be gentle with herself. I want you to think about this. What if the most revolutionary thing you could do right now is nothing? What if the most powerful act of resistance is rest? What if the bravest thing you could say is no? What if choosing yourself isn't selfish, but sacred? What if your softness is the very thing that saves you and everyone who comes after you? The world has told us that our value is in our productivity, that our worth is in our sacrifice, that our strength is in our silence. But what if we've been lied to this entire time? What if the real revolution is in our rest, in our boundaries, in our refusal to carry what was never ours to begin with? I'm challenging you today to drop the cape, to stop performing, to stop pretending, to stop sacrificing yourself on the altar of everyone else's comfort. I'm challenging you to choose yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of reverence, because you are not here to be a martyr. You are here to be whole. You are here to be free. You are here to be soft and strong and everything in between. So take a breath, drop the cape, and step into your soft girl era because you've survived long enough. Now it's time to thrive.